Welcome home, horror fans. My name's Adam.
And I'm Zoe, and Horror Source is officially 1 year old.
Yay!
Yay! And to celebrate our first anniversary here at Horror Source HQ, we are going to be reading your comments, most notably the ones relating to
Saw 11. Of course, the big one itself. We would have done this video slightly earlier because technically we did tick over in August.
Yep.
But Zoe's been out of the country.
Yes, I've been in Europe. What a shame.
What a shame. And but she's back. We're ready to go. We're going to be talking about your Saw 11 comments and what you'd like to see in the movie. So, without
Let's get
further
started.
This one is from the user Your Official Network. That's a very unique name, so thanks for your comment. I'm just hoping they'll tie up the Adam is alive theory.
As in, you want them to tie it up with he's alive, or
well, they don't
with
say
him not alive?
Specifically, I think they just want to know a definitive answer. Are they alive or is Adam alive?
The old me would have said Adam is not alive, and I still believe that he's not alive, but I'm not opposed to them bringing him back.
No.
Honestly, at this point, bring them all back.
Bring them all back.
I don't care if we have to keep going, oh, and this is a prequel between Saw 1 and 2, and this is a prequel between Saw 2 and 3, and 3 and 4, and so on and so forth, because we can bring all those old characters back.
Exactly.
Like,
we don't care.
It's just do it.
Keep the door open. We love the idea that he might still be alive. And of course, if we get to see Leigh Whannell play Adam Stanheight again in another movie, I don't think anyone's going to complain about that.
No one's going to complain about that.
No one's going to be like, oh, fucking Adam's back. No, you're going to be like, yay! So we kind of like, yes, it's probably a good idea maybe, let's get a definitive answer, confirm that he's dead or alive. But make him alive, let's be honest.
See, I think that if Kevin Gruder is going to come back to direct all the sequels that we're destined to get, I think it's going to be something that he won't touch on for a long time.
It's true, but when we're finished with Saw 11 and Saw 12, I did hear a rumor that they're going to get Leigh Whannell back for Saw 13, and he's going to make himself star in it, and he's going to be a musical, and it's just going to be him dancing.
Is this rumor true, or did you just make it up?
I just made it up right there. But I would not be against it, to be honest. Anyway, now let's move on. What have you got next?
All right, next up we have from Aura Wolf 2221. We technically didn't see Amanda die. She got shot, yes, but we never saw her die. And we all know the rules on that.
Exactly. All right. This is what we've been saying. There have been a lot of commenters that kind of almost get annoyed about her Amanda alive
Speaking
theory.
of characters that are dead that might not be dead, we have Amanda Young, who I think is way more likely to return and be revealed as alive and well than Adam, for sure.
Easily. Yeah. Now, a few people like to refute this point. I've heard one person say, oh, well, they said there's no other survivors, or whatever the exact quote is. Obviously, they're going to say that, okay? If she's alive, the point is she's been carried out before the feds have got in there.
Yeah.
So if she's alive, she obviously got taken out of that space and the feds never knew she was even there. So according to them, there were no other survivors because she was never there, according to them. So don't tell me that point. I don't want to hear it anymore.
You don't tell me what, I tell you what.
That's right. And again, we didn't see her die. We didn't see a dead body specifically. There was no funeral. There was no mention of her being found dead.
No embalming.
None of that happened. All right, none of that happened. So let's just keep that one alive as well. And I'm all for it. If you want to bring Amanda back,
I'm all for it too.
I'm all for
See, we have spoken about the theory that we have on Amanda's return many, many times, and we like to think that Amanda and Hoffman are working together. We like to think that Amanda's going to open up that door and save Hoffman in Saw 12, and that will be the big reveal. Look, I don't want to write magic here, but I think that that's a pretty cool moment. And to me, I've said it from the day that we came up with this theory, that could be like cinema magic. That could be the biggest moment in horror cinema for a long time. Correct me if I'm wrong, but like Saw is more popular than ever.
Yeah, look, it's obviously come back in a big way, doing over $100 million with Saw X. but it just works so well when we're talking about Saw 11 being a film where Hoffman and Amanda are finally really seen in the same time sort of slot in the Saw franchise and working together.
Yep.
It would just work perfectly to bring in then Saw 12.
Perfectly. And it's
she
just like,
saves him.
boom, you were all fooled. They're actually getting along, and we only showed you or led you to believe that they hate each other. I just think the idea is fantastic. So if they could have her pick up Hoffman from it and that be like plot twist, and then the next movie they show actually Hoffman saved Amanda.
That's the Zepp moment.
Oh my God, that is the Zepp moment. And boy, for a franchise that lives on plot twists and convolution, that's the perfect route.
Yeah, I think it would be the ultimate Zepp moment.
Yeah.
The ultimate.
Oh, just there's so many layers that they could squeeze in and suck dry. And I know that the suckers for Saw and convoluted storylines, those writers would be eating that shit up.
Of
They'd
course.
be loving it.
This is what fans want to see. I mean, I know there's Hoffman haters out there and stuff, but you can't complain about this idea.
No.
It's fantastic.
No.
Anyway, enough on that. We're going to move on to another comment. This one is from a Boswell Burns. I don't know if I'm butchering that. Sorry. A Boswell Burns. Sorry. I honestly want to see Prequel Strahm. And yes, it's pronounced Strahm.
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 Prequel Strahm.
Prequel Strahm. Yeah, it's Saw
See,
11 Strahm.
Yeah, no, I agree. This is where I really think that it could be interesting to show Alice and Cary talking to Strahm and Perez in early days, because we know she was in contact with them pretty early on. So to see what that investigation looked like that we didn't see on screen, I think could be really interesting. And also, Strahm's a hothead. He always has been. And I think that's part of his demise. So seeing him behind the scenes before he actually meets Hoffman and before he comes like heavily involved with the Jigsaw case would be really interesting.
Yeah, he is a hothead, and I think that it would be amazing in Saw 11 if we got him to come back and just in one particular scene, just go full Strahm. You know, like Nicolas Cage just goes full Nicolas Cage. I want to see Strahm go full Nicolas Cage version of Strahm where he just loses the plot and gets angry at somebody.
Tell me how do I open it?
Tell me how to open it. Where is he?
Like the Jill interrogation.
Yeah, the Jill
Strahm.
interrogation scene. The Strahm we know so well is that really just over the top Strahm. So much fun.
Yeah.
We love it. We love it a lot. Moving on to the next one.
This next comment is from Super Brooklynet 007. I want to see Cary be the lead detective on trail of The Secret Apprentice. I want to see Hoffman set Amanda up to make it look like her traps are unwinnable. I want to see Norman Reedus. I want to see Norman Reedus in a trap like they had Sean Patrick Flannery, because I love the Boondock Saints as much as Saw.
Yes.
I don't know what they mean by that.
Well, they just love Boondock Saints.
What's Boondock Saints?
Don't worry, it's something else. Something you haven't seen.
Okay.
It's a quite famous Boondock Saints.
I mean, I know Norman Reedus.
The two of them are in it together.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
It's interesting that Bobby Dagan is in anything else.
Well, that's true. You know, he is trash in Saw, so he was in something decent. But that being said, look, no one's going to complain about Daryl Dixon turning up in the Saw franchise.
No, not at all.
Not at all.
I mean, I think bring all the celebrities you can.
Just bring all the Walking Dead cast into the Saw franchise.
Unless it's Chris Rock, in which case, don't.
Well, he's
do
already
that.
been, so we don't have to do it again.
No more, please.
Yeah.
But Norman Reedus, like, he's my favorite character in the
I think
Walking
Norman
Dead.
Reedus would fit in the franchise. He's got that rough, like, he could play a junkie or something like that.
Oh, yeah. He already looks like a junkie.
Well, that's what
but
I'm
like
saying.
a hot one, so
well,
it's all good.
Aren't they all hot? And like he could be a junkie who survives and becomes an apprentice. Wouldn't that be cool?
He could be like Amanda's long-lost boyfriend.
Oh, shit.
Remember Cecil?
They got the same haircut.
They do.
They do. It works out pretty well.
It works well.
And then that twist is that's why she's got that dumb haircut in Saw X. She was just trying to look like Norman Reedus.
She was mimicking Norman Reedus. Now,
oh, shit. We've cracked the code.
I need to remember what else was said.
We've cracked the code.
I want to see Hoffman set Amanda up to make it look like her traps are unwinnable. That's not going to happen, unfortunately, because Amanda's whole thing is that she doesn't believe people can change. She did that on her own. Hoffman has no say in that whatsoever. Hoffman doesn't even want to be there. He's just like, I've been blackmailed, so I guess I'm here. Amanda's storyline will be very, very interesting in Saw 11 because it is going to be the breakdown and understanding of how Amanda got to that point. And I think that will be extremely interesting to watch unfold.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that. I really hope that she just goes back without telling John and tries to kill Cecilia or kills Cecilia. I think that could just be an amazing opening to understanding why Amanda is the way she is.
I think a lot of people are hoping for this.
Yeah.
And if they don't sort of give us that sort of, storyline of Amanda and turning into somebody who wants to start rigging all the traps, people might feel a little bit robbed if we don't get it.
They are already starting to set it up where she said that Cecilia didn't deserve a thing in the last one. And John shut that down real quick. But you can see the changes already beginning to happen. I'm so excited to see where it goes, to be honest.
Yeah, as soon as he's bedridden, she's going to start rigging everything.
Yeah,
So, sorry, John. It's not up to you anymore. You can't even walk, you dumb bastard. So that's where it's going. Moving along, the next comment is from the Shiny Wartortle 8913.
That sounds like a familiar name.
Yeah, do you know what a Wartortle is?
Is it from Pokemon?
It is. Well done. There you go. That is a Squirtle.
See, I know things.
There you go. Shiny Wartortle says, what I would personally do with the bathroom scene is that Hoffman is freed by Jeff Denlin's daughter because he freed her in the past and she considers him her hero in her eyes.
So you just want like a Stockholm Syndrome thing again, like we got with Amanda and John?
No. Like he did save her. He is her savior.
He's still like a bad person.
Well, it depends really because it wasn't him that locked up Denlin's daughter in the first place, right?
No, but Mark Hoffman has very much been outed to the public. They know Mark Hoffman is...
Maybe Jeff Denlin's daughter doesn't know.
Maybe she just doesn't watch the news.
Yeah. I mean, look, I feel like if you were Jeff Denlin's daughter, you would save him.
Yeah, because he's hot.
There you go. You've just answered the question.
I look, like it's a cool idea again, but I don't know if I like the idea of like bringing back Jeff's daughter for her to save the serial killer that had a hand in all of her family's murder.
No different to Dr. Gordon becoming an apprentice, though.
No,
after being a victim.
Yeah, we won't talk about Dr. Gordon. I think I just feel weird about like her seeing her last as a very, very young child and then her coming back to save the person who kidnapped her in the first place.
It's an easy twist, though, if she is a character in the movie, you don't know really who she is, change her name or something. And at the end, she opens the door and then Zep moment, I'm Jeff Denlin's daughter. Yeah. And it's like bam, bam, bam.
I still feel like because we've come up with the theory of Amanda doing it, nothing can beat that. So
you're just banking on the Amanda opens the door.
Look, I don't think Amanda's going to open the door. I don't think anyone's going to open the door. I think, unfortunately, Hoffman's just going to
beat his monkey chest
and find his way out himself. Yep. And the reason why I say that is because there's no way that Hoffman is dying there, and he will do absolutely anything if that means cutting off a limb, if that means tearing up that room with his bare hands.
According to Costas Mandylor, the actor himself, he's going to smash open the bathtub and get the key out.
And, does that sound like someone who's dying in that bathroom? No. But yeah, unfortunately, I don't think anyone's going to open the door. I do just think that he is going to manage this escape on his own terms. But if I want to see anyone open that door, it is Amanda.
Yeah. Look, fingers crossed. I mean, it's a long shot, but it would be very nice.
Sorry, this should really just be Zoe shitting on your theories the whole time. I'm sorry.
That's great. We've got to think them out. Let's be realistic about it, Is it your turn?
It is my turn. Oh. This next one's from Kit Sufer 5147. I hope that we get an air vacuum trap and an actual skinning trap. I don't really know what you mean by air vacuum. Like, do you want them to be like a vacuum seal and like squashed, or do you want them to be sucked like away? I don't understand.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if this is in reference to obviously the eyeball vacuum trap.
Yeah.
An air vacuum trap just means you're forced to clean your house for like 24 hours.
And that is the worst of all.
Yes, and if you don't vacuum up all the dirt, Mum's going to be really angry at you.
The skinning alive trap is really interesting. I think that, funnily enough, like I honestly think that might even be a step too far for Saw. I think Saw would look at that and be like, yeah, but we can't show that. Like, we've seen Spiral, and Spiral had an R rating and they were known to want to do the worst, But even they were like, yeah, skinning trap, yeah, we can't show that. So,
it might be a little bit much.
Yeah, I think it's a bit much.
It's tough because
I'd love to see it, but
yeah, well, how do you pull it off? Do you have a person force the skin themselves? Does a machine skin them?
Yeah, like how is a machine skinning them? And I think that the scalping machine is a really cool point of showing someone kind of be skinned, but in a way that can actually happen without someone else actually physically doing it. It's a machine doing it. How do you get a machine to skin someone alive?
Maybe it's like one of those big peelers and it spins around his head. And
like they're on a rotary pipe, and then like it's like a peeler just peeling it the whole time. That sounds terrible.
Yeah, terrible. I mean, in a cool way, in a good way.
Yeah, wow,
in
no
a good way.
thanks.
Look, I think it's a good idea, and a few people I think have brought up skinning as a thing, but it probably is a little much.
I think it's a little much, and I also think that because they tried it before and ended up having to can the scene, we still saw the aftermath of it, so I don't really think they're gonna add it again. Like, Saw really only repeat the traps when they're big traps, when they're like the reverse bear trap or someone cutting off their leg. Like, traps only tend to be repeated when it's like a big moment, and the skinning trap kind of went by.
We love the idea,
unnoticed.
but we're not going to get it past the censors.
We love the idea. I would love to see someone be skinned alive, like,
and that's not to do with the film. That's
just in general.
That's just in real life.
No, like Martyrs did it, and that was fantastic.
Oh, spoiler alert! Come on.
Spoiler alert!
I haven't even finished seeing that film yet.
Well, now you have. So I think it is an interesting concept. I just don't think it's going to happen.
All right. Well, I have a really great comment on that very light-hearted note about skinning. The next comment is from, could be AU Windock or it could just be all Windock. He says, bring back Chris Rock.
He didn't.
That's the only one.
I hope that that's a joke.
I like that you are just like, you don't even believe it's a real
I hope that is just AU Windock trying to crack a funny.
Yeah.
Because if so, it is pretty funny. But if it's not a joke, it's very anger-inducing.
Anger-inducing.
Chris Rock deserves to never touch a Saw film again with a 10-foot pole.
Unless
he dies.
Unless he's in a trap.
No, but even then, like, I don't think I could, like, if he's going to be in a trap, at least cut his tongue out so we don't have to listen to him. I'm sorry, Chris Rock. I have nothing against you as a person or an actor. I just don't think that you should ever touch a Saw movie again.
You had to go.
You had to go. The movie was terrible, and it was your idea. The movie wouldn't have happened if you didn't say that you wanted to be in a Saw film. So never touch it again.
Spiral was your fault.
I don't think
Chris
you even
Rock.
deserve to go and see the Saw movies. But that's another argument.
You've been banned from the Saw films, and that includes the cinema. You're not allowed to go see any Saw movies.
Yeah, like you can buy it, like when it comes out to DVD.
He's banned from buying them.
Oh, you can't even buy it.
He's completely banned from touching anything to do with Saw, and that includes the DVD.
Like I said, I've got nothing against Chris Rock. I think he's actually quite funny. I love him in Madagascar.
Oh, yes.
I know. I know, Madagascar. I love that movie, and I love him, and I think he is a funny guy, but like serious roles, I get it. You want to have your big moment, not in a Saw movie, please, ever again.
Yeah, I think he's had his go.
You've had your go.
He's had his go.
It's up to Costas Mandylor now to save what you made a mistake.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Have
you got another one?
Yeah, I do. This next one is from Andy Villain. I think Cary Elwes is over his hatred of Saw, to be honest. He said in a Q&A at a convention panel last year, I believe, that if the fans wanted him back, he'd do it. I want to see this Q&A.
I've seen it.
Oh, really?
I've seen it, and I almost wanted to use it in a video because I've seen someone like secretly record a Q&A. I assume it's maybe the same thing. I'm not sure which video specifically he's talking about, but probably the same one I'm thinking. And I only saw it recently. There is somebody filming Cary Elwes on a panel. Someone asks, would you come back to Saw? And he says, yeah, if the fans want it, I would come back.
No way.
Yeah. I almost sent you the video. I was surprised because he legitimately said he would. And this is relatively recent with everything that's all obviously going on and stuff. And I thought when he said that, that's real. Like him saying that, he didn't have to say that at a panel. He would come back. He would.
That's very interesting because you and I have speculated for a while that, yeah, he is over his probably hatred for Saw. Like, why not? I'm sure they came to some type of settlement. Yeah. He came back for Saw 3D, and although it didn't do that well, we've got Saw X recently that did. So if anything, considering Cary Elwes just dispute in the first place was over money, he'd want to come back for to a franchise that is doing big money. I know that's probably rude to say, but it's true. That's what the dispute was about in the first place.
It was about money.
But that is pretty crazy that it's now been confirmed that if he was approached, he'd come back.
He would come back.
Because his character's alive.
His character's alive. He's a big part of the franchise, really. He's one of, like, realistically, if you could pick anyone to come back for Saw 12, he's right up there.
Well, if Hoffman escapes his bathroom, which he will, that's
the guy.
That's the person going after.
Who else would you want to be in that movie? Like, if you don't have him in it, it's actually worse. It kind of, he almost... I mean, as much as it sounds weird, it's almost like you almost can't have a Saw 12 without him because he is the guy.
Because if Hoffman gets out of the bathroom,
what's he going to do?
Going to want him dead.
He's going to want, yeah.
Yeah.
And Costas Mandylor, again, has multiple times talked about go and get him is the exact quote. Talked about going after Cary Elwes or going after Dr.
That's
Gordon.
another interesting plot point because we saw that Hoffman getting revenge before, i.e. on Jill, didn't work for him. He ended up in a very bad situation. So has he learnt to just not enact his revenge?
Oh, he's going after Dr. Gordon 100%.
Or is he going to go after Dr. Gordon? See, I think that's very interesting.
100%.
And now that has been officially confirmed, although I already had speculation that he would for the right price, I'm very excited because Kevin Grutter won't pass that up.
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't think that Cary Elwes would say no to an invitation to be part of Saw 12. I think it's more the other way. You know, do the producers or Lionsgate kind of hold it against him that he went after the money, that he sued them or whatever?
No, because that's the thing about the producers and Lionsgate, and that's why we got Saw 3D. They do what's right for the fans.
Okay.
And now that things have been resolved, and it's been a long time now, they know that Cary Elwes' character, Dr. Gordon, is a very big unanswered question about the franchise.
Oh, absolutely.
Why did he come back? Why did he start working for John? Why is he fucking still working for John? Why is he doing John's dirty business? I think that it's
the two biggest unanswered questions in all of Saw are what's happening in that bathroom and where does Dr. Gordon go next? Yeah. And that's really everything that we want to know. That's the continuation of the story. So he is the biggest part of it. And I hope that Dr. Gordon or Cary Elwes can kiss and make up with Lionsgate and really jump on board.
Oh, for sure.
It would be amazing.
Yeah, well, now that you've said that, I don't even see a little doubt that it's not happening.
He's not retired. He's still acting in films. He is active. And he's looking good as well. Good, yeah. You'll have to explain why Dr. Gordon's had a few less ham sandwiches since the last movie. He's looking very healthy. So I gotta say, if I was a betting man, I'd almost bet that he's going to come back rather than not. If I had to go one way or the other, likelihood he's back.
I'd say the same. Which
is very, very exciting, of course. It's crazy to think that we could get that movie maybe even in a couple of years' time, not that far off. So
yeah, well, hopefully between Saw 11 and 12, they don't need that 2 years and that they are trying to work on them kind of simultaneously. Because I tell you what, waiting for this Saw 11 has been like such a drag. I hate it.
It has been a drag. It's been a sad thing. But, you know, as much as it has, we are in September now, which means we are once again 1 year away from Saw 11. Yeah. I feel like I've already said that before, but
Horror Source will turn 2 before the next Saw 11.
That's right.
The next Saw comes out,
which is very exciting. And on that note, our next comment is from Tyre Ace Daniels, OC7LN. Adam Stanheight in Saw 11 2025.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, like I don't see him actually being alive. Like I think that might be too convoluted even for Saw.
Well, that's right. We briefly touched on this obviously already with the let's figure out the theory.
But what I will say is I really think that they will insert as many like Easter eggs as possible. Yep. So whether Adam Stanheight returns in a photo or a flashback, we got that really great deleted scene with Amanda seeing Adam's ghost. So if we maybe had something like that come in to play, I don't know.
I think that if Adam does return and they do finally get rid of this theory and close it off, I think there's a 0% chance it will happen in Saw 11. 0%. I know that Lee Winnell, the actor of Adam, is very busy making another movie at the moment, and I don't think that this film, because of where it is in the timeline and stuff, would have any reason really, probably.
No, like I
bring him
said,
back.
if he's going to come back, it'll probably be like in a photo or something.
I mean, look, a lot of people do talk about, of course, Adam being the apprentice that takes all the photos and all this sort of stuff. So they want that reveal, which makes sense.
Like, yeah, okay, it makes sense, but the dude still died and has been showed as a corpse multiple times throughout the franchise.
Possibly.
I don't know. Yeah. I feel like at least with the Amanda theory, we kind of saw her body once and then never again. It's not like
it's much easier to pull off.
Yeah,
the
it's
Amanda
not
one.
like we consistently see a rotting corpse of her every time we enter the area in which she died.
That's right.
I don't know. To me, that kind of cements the fact that he's dead. Like I said, nothing against the fact that if he came back, like I would think that that's really cool. But yeah, I can't see it happening, and I definitely can't see it happening in Saw 11.
That's right. If it happens, I don't see it happening in Saw 11 for sure. As much as I would love to see it happen. I wouldn't be angry. Not at all. Which I think you've got one more comment for us.
One more comment from me, yes. This final comment is from Shoyo Hinata 3462. Thank you for that mouthful. It would be interesting if they show more of Hoffman and his sister.
Yes, it would be very, very nice.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I think that all the flashbacks of why Hoffman's doing what he's doing in Saw 5, and more notably the introduction of Hoffman's sister, fantastic. I want to see more. Hoffman's sister's amazing. Just give me everything, really.
Yeah, we want to see more fleshed out scenes from Hoffman. We want to make Hoffman even more of a 3D character than he is, and seeing his sister as much as possible only helps to really develop that character really nicely.
I agree.
I think that, whether or not that'll happen, probably a slim chance. Maybe.
I don't think we'll see probably much more of his sister, but I think that we do have the potential to see a little bit more of like Hoffman's emotional side and him maybe like acting all tough and stuff when it's around Amanda and John, but then behind closed doors when he leaves, like a lot of remorse and a lot of regret, because as we know, he doesn't want to be doing what he's doing, at least not during this time period. So I think that that'll be really interesting to see. It's going to develop his character even further than the small amounts of emotion we've already seen from Hoffman.
Maybe even just a little a photo frame of her or something like that,
Yeah, I can see that happening.
Yeah.
I can see it happening. We know he loves his sister, and she's the reason why he's in this mess, and the reason why he continues to do what he does. So
yeah, she is the sole reason, absolutely, the catalyst. And look, if they did manage to maybe show us a flashback of them two having some fun times together or something like that, it would be amazing.
Yeah,
it would be
I
really
agree.
fantastic. It's beautiful, like really emotional scene. It just helps because so many people see him as kind of this brute, this sort of one-tone brute. So, soften him up as much as possible. And the whole storyline of him and his sister, I think, is actually one of the better storylines.
See, I love a lot of the people that don't understand Hoffman, or maybe not so much don't understand him, but don't kind of study him the way that we do, because people are quick to say that he is a brute, but then we know him in a way where he didn't want to be doing what he was doing. He actually showed a lot of emotion towards the start. He was crying. He didn't want to be there. He begged Jigsaw to not make him do the things that he's doing. He's purely only there to save himself from being, locked away for what he did to Seth Baxter. But anyways, we won't dive too much into that, but do your research on Hoffman, because I reckon you'll be very surprised to see an emotional side in the future.
That's right. And look, if you've made it this far into the video, thanks as always for watching. We want to quickly thank, of course, all of you guys who have subscribed and commented and added yourselves to these videos, which is great. We love reading and talking about your comments. We are currently at about 9.2 thousand.
Yeah, nearly at 10,000.
Leading our way up to 10,000.
It is just like, it's blown me away, to be honest with you guys. I can't believe that you guys want to watch all of our content and have such an interest in it, but for Saw to be something that we've connected with so many of you guys about. We love the franchise. We love that you love the franchise, and we love reading your comments about theories and where you think the franchise is going to go. We really do appreciate you all so much.
That's right. It means so much to us for those that have subscribed, and if you haven't subscribed and want to subscribe right now, that would also be fantastic. And look, we understand that the vast majority of our fans, of course, are very much Saw fans.
Yeah.
So we are tiptoeing the line between our Saw content and all the other horror content at the moment. But Saw will always be number one in our hearts.
Oh, for sure.
For sure.
sure.
Otherwise, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.
See you next time.